Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a while since I've given any insight or updates on the new products, but in today's video I'm just going to do a little check-in, and I also have some exciting news about these upcoming fall markets that I recently applied to. So if you are new here, my name is Tammy and I am the owner of Lanacia Candle Co. or Candle Company. And for those of you who are returning, I appreciate you guys for coming back and watching my videos. Now, let's get to the update of what's been going on with some of these new products that I've been working on. But before I start, I do want to say that I got my first ever reoccurring or repeat customer. Um, my customer Leon, I appreciate you so much for putting in another order. I just shipped that out not too long ago, and I am excited that they are enjoying some of my products. So I appreciate you for being my first ever repeat customer. Now, to get to the updates, first let's start with the candles because those are the things that take a little bit longer than the rest of the products. So as you all know, I have been working on a fall and winter candle so that I can debut it this year, my first year in business. And I'm also working on my other two collections, which have two candles per collection. So when I first started and announced that I was going to do these candles, I went ahead and I bought Premier wicks so that I can test these wicks in the soy wax that I use. And the first burn test was, well, didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. There was a lot of tunneling going on in all 6 candles, and I started out with the recommended size, and it was just a complete mess. So I deemed it a fail, and it wasn't so much because of the wicks. It was simply because I want to work with some wicks that I know will definitely work with this type of wax. So I switched them over to CDN wicks, and I started testing them from there. And now I'm at the 4th burn test of all 6 candles, and honestly they are doing pretty well. I'm already seeing that some wicks work best with certain candles and others would just need a little tweak in bringing them up a little bit higher. So they are going pretty good. The hot throw from all of them is amazing. I love the hot throw. Every time I burn them, they instantly spark up. Well, except for the winter candle. It takes it a little while. I would say probably about 5 minutes to like really rev up, but for the most part the hot throw is amazing in all 6 candles, and the wicks are working pretty well with them. Now, aside from working on the burn test, which by the way, I'll be doing a power burn for all 6 candles starting next week. I've also started working on the labels, and the labels are officially done, and I'm excited. I haven't quite put them on any of the jars just yet, but as far as the design goes, I really love the design of all of them. They completely stand out from my original candle collection, and I don't know, I think it fits the jar that they're in. It makes it look a little more professional, a little more sophisticated, and I especially like the fall and the winter designs. Also, aside from the designs, I also gave them all names. Now, when I first did my comfort collection, it took me months to come up with names that I was happy with. But with these, it only took me, I want to say probably about 2 weeks to come up with names that actually fit them. Now, Mahogany Nights, Dreamy Drift, and Coastal Comfort, they already had their names because I did Mahogany Nights a year ago, and I did the other two recently, like before my first market, all the way back in May. So those already had names, but the other 3 didn't have names, and I came up with them. I'm excited for them. The names, should I mention them here? Yes, I'm gonna mention them here. So the names are Tropical Allure. The other one is Crisp Orchard Winter Orchard, sorry. And then the other one is Harvest Spice Chai. So I'm excited for those. I can't wait to see what the label looks like on them. And I'm using a completely different paper for my sticker paper for my labels for these candles, which I might change over my comfort collection, but we'll see how these labels work out. They're a lot smoother, they're weatherproof, not necessarily waterproof, which is what I kind of wanted, but they're weatherproof and they're matte and they look awesome on the room spray bottles, so we'll see how they look on the candles. So that was the update on the candles so far. There's still some work that needs to be done with them. Of course, I'm fingers crossed that they're done by October 2nd. But, you can't rush the process. Now, going on to the reed diffusers. I am happy that the reed diffusers are working the way they're supposed to. I figured out the whole evaporation of one of them. I simply had to change its stored location, and it has been pretty much at the same level for some weeks now. So the reed diffusers are ready to go. They have their labels already created. I think I have to tweak one or two words on them, but for the most part, the labels are created. The names are given to them. So I'm excited and I cannot wait to actually put one together. I did test the label on an empty jar, but I want to see how it looks with the whole product done. With that being done, I still have to work on figuring out the pricing for the reed diffusers, as well as figuring out how many reeds I want to put per diffuser. I was thinking 6 at first, but I figured I'd put 8, and then I also have plans to sell extra reed diffusers separately, so that will be on my Etsy shop or on my Go Imagine shop. Still trying to figure out what products are going to go where, but I have to work on the pricing for sure, and I have to work on how many reeds I'm going to put with each reed diffuser. And then also the other thing, which I am finding it extremely difficult to find, is packaging for the reed diffuser. Now when it comes to the markets and selling them there, I could simply put them into a bag, wrap them in like in bubble wrap or in tissue paper, and I can put it in the bag, and I can always find packaging for the reeds and put them in there. But when it comes to shipping, I really have to figure out the packaging for it. Now, I did find one place online that sells individual boxes, and I ordered 2 boxes to test them out, and they work pretty good, but there's a lot of space in it. So I have to figure out if I'm going to use those boxes. Do I have to package it in there? And I probably would have to. But aside from that, they actually do work out pretty well. Or I can go the other route and I can make the boxes myself, seeing as I have a Cricut now. I can make the boxes myself. There's a ton of DIY videos out there, as well as blueprints out there to make these type of boxes to the size that I want. But I feel like I don't have the time for that because now I've added additional products. And also, I think these boxes will work better if I was to buy them and figure out how to like cushion everything and really utilize the entire box. So those are the things I have to do for the reed diffusers. Now moving on to the room sprays. The room sprays are still, I want to say still a work in progress. And as simple as it is to make room sprays, I'm still trying to figure out what room spray base I want to use. Now, when I first started making room sprays, I had made my own base for it. I think it was witch hazel, water, fragrance oil, and I believe there was something else that I used. I found the recipe online, tested it out, I really liked it, but it didn't carry like the components that I'm looking for as far as a room spray goes. One of them being that it doesn't leave any residue around when after you spray it. The other one being that it doesn't irritate anyone's skin, because I don't want someone to use it, it gets on their skin, and then instant irritation. And then the other thing was, is it pet friendly? Because as you can see, I have a cat and I use my products a lot more now than I did before, obviously, because I wasn't making them before. But I want something that if I spray it, it's not going to do any damage or harm to my cat. I also decided to do Candle Science because Candle Science now has a room spray base, room and linen spray base. And I went ahead and I bought their 16 ounce to test it out. I will be making a video on that and reviewing it and giving you all my opinion on them, because I want to test it alongside the other two bases that I've bought from two different companies. So that is being tested sometime this week. But as far as that goes, once I'm done finalizing the base, it should be very simple to finalize the product. I already have bottles that I purchased. I'm going with the amber Boston round bottles because I don't want the sunlight to affect it too much. So I want them stored in those bottles. And then also the labels are all designed and all ready to go. I put all the information on it. Well, no, correction. I didn't put the ounces yet because I'm still working on finalizing the recipe, but I do, that's the only thing I need to correct on there. But they are done. The names to them are also done, so I'm excited for that. So the next thing I have to work on is, of course, finalizing what base I'm going to use for them, then figuring out the pricing for them as well. Now with those, I'm not so worried about looking for packaging. I can always wrap those in bubble wrap if I mail them out, when I mail them out. I can always wrap them in bubble wrap, and they come with little sealers for the tops, so I can seal it so that it doesn't spill out or anything, which is great. So I'm not really worried about packaging for the room spray bottles just yet. But that is it for the room spray bottle, for the room spray bottles, for the room sprays. That is it, pretty much the update for the room sprays. They are just about ready to go. So aside from working on all these new products and doing all the stuff that's been going on in my head, I have so many ideas that I want to work on, so many things that I need to get done before this new deadline, because I have two new deadlines coming up, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But I was feeling so overwhelmed by all the stuff that I wanted to get done. And this is something that always happens with me. I always get overwhelmed because I'm so excited to try new things, to test out new things, to work on new things, and to see new things come to life that I get so overwhelmed. And then it turns from excitement to stress to me zoning out and not doing anything. Now, I've tried things like having a planner to write stuff in. I've tried having an eraser board to put tasks on. I've tried having a Trello board, which I still have, and it has all my stuff on it and I still use it. But having a Trello board to map out stuff that I need done, as well as having a Word doc and an Excel sheet to try and just stabilize me when it comes to working on projects and not getting so overwhelmed and so ahead of myself. Aside from working on the new products, I also decided to set up a Notion page for myself to do all the things I need to do, but in a more organized way. So the reason why I picked Notion is because aside from using all the other things that didn't work, I felt like I needed to go back to Notion to see if I could figure this thing out. Now, I was watching one of the YouTubers that I'm subscribed to. I love her videos. Her name is Monica. She is a small business owner and she makes a lot of handmade crafts. She's also here in the tri-state area, so that's what I love. I love seeing small business owners who are here because I can kind of relate being in the same area. But I watched her recent video and she talked about setting up Notion and how she went on Skillshare and she found this teacher. I'm gonna put his name somewhere on the screen, but she found this teacher on there and he was teaching how to set up Notion. So I did the 7-day free trial and I just binge watched his class, and they're real short lessons, but they were very informative, and I was able to, by the end of it, set up my own Notion board. So here is the board that I set up here. It has everything that I need, all my pages here that I can get to, and I also have my most important task here as well as tasks that I need to do today. Of course, some of these are crossed out, but I need to update these and I need to do them, uh, need to update them really. And then it has my reminders of all the events and my simple tasks that I do on a daily basis. And then on the side here, if I click on to each one, it opens up a brand new page that has everything that I do as far as being a new small business owner, all broken down so that I'm not all over the place when it comes to what I need to get done. So I list I have my brain dump. We'll just do admin world here. I have my brain dump of everything that comes to my mind. I put down into this page here. And then also there is tasks that I need to do as far as admin work goes here. And then I did it simply for everything else, and I broke it down, design task here for everything that I need to do. Product work is also here, and each one has stuff that I like, a brain dump. I call it a brain dump. So I dump all my ideas for each one and I organize it onto the specific page that it relates to. And each one has that, and then it has the task that I want to complete from there. I have accounting here as well. Yes, as a startup, you still need to work on expenses and income papers and reports, something that I'm still learning. And then also my online work, which is the 2 websites, as well as, I think, yeah, YouTube here. And then I have YouTube videos here. And this is my structure of my scripts now, because now I use scripts to organize my brain a little bit better when recording these videos, and also a schedule of when each video is going to post, and pre-recording and pre-planning as well. So there's different ones. I still have to work out my social media. Even though it's just one, it's really just Instagram, I still have to figure out how to work and utilize Instagram for my small business. But this really, really helped me out. It really organized me very, very well. I tried it out for the first week and I actually stuck to the task at hand. And I was pretty proud of myself at the end because I got stuff done and I was able to not be so overwhelmed by all this stuff that I need to do. So I'm glad that I set up the Notion page for myself and did Skillshare and actually learned how to use this online planner here. Now, it also has a calendar. They just did the calendar. I think they did the calendar app recently, but all of my stuff, as you can see, once I put it in Notion, and I set a date and a time for it, it then comes over to my calendar and it shows me what I'm doing for the week, and it breaks everything down. Now, on the side here, you simply add your databases, because this is basically a database program. You add your databases over here, and it shows up over here. So I kind of color coordinated everything so it's not all one color and I'm all over the place. And then I just designate Sunday or Saturday for creating the next week of tasks. Right now, I'm just going week by week, so I'm not too overwhelmed. But yeah, this is how my week looks for as far as getting stuff done. So yeah, once I started setting that up, even though it's only been a week and I'm now in my second week of using it, I feel a little less stressed, a little less overwhelmed. So I'm glad that I set up the Notion board. I'm not extremely experienced with it, but I can set up the basics. So if you guys want me to do like a little tutorial or something, then I can go ahead and try and figure out how to record one for you guys so that you can all set up your own Notion board. Alright, so now what this video is really about, it's about the announcement of fall market. So I applied for several different markets for the fall. I took a break from applying for any markets in September, even though I did get some messages from a couple of pop-ups or markets that I did. I wanted to just work on the new stuff so I can debut the new stuff at the fall markets. But I applied for several markets and I got put on a wait list. Yes, I got put on the wait list for one market that had multiple dates, and then the other market that has multiple dates as well. So I was put on the wait list for those two. And I got put on the wait list for another market that is centered around small businesses, women of color businesses, and just women businesses in general. Also, and I got put on the wait list for that one as well. So two of them are huge markets. One is Brooklyn Pop-Up, the other one is Fad Market. And as disappointed as I was to be put on the wait list for both of them, which honestly just means that I'm not going to be doing those two markets on those days, as disappointed as I am for being put on that wait list for both of them, it is a learning experience. I feel that I'm just not ready for those two markets as far as how my business is being presented, because these are two markets that a jury picks who goes and vends at their markets. So I'm just not prepared yet. And I'm working on that with my social media. I want to get my Instagram together finally. I want to get my Instagram together and I want to get the products looking a lot more polished. So I understand why they didn't pick me and why they put me on the wait list. Now, that's not to say that a miracle won't happen and I get picked for one of those days coming up, but as far as right now, I am currently on the wait list for both those markets and the other market as well. But where there is a loss, there is a win, and I have been picked for two markets in the fall. One of them is Grand Bazaar. So yes, I will be heading back to Grand Bazaar minus the 100-degree weather. So I'm excited for that because I really wanted to do this market and just like redeem myself and see if I can present myself better. And it's going to be in the fall, so I might get a little more feedback, better feedback, and sales, of course. And the other one is Brooklyn Pop-Up. So yes, even though I was waitlisted for the dates that I picked through their website, I was chosen to do Brooklyn Pop-Up through my community because they are partnered with Grand Bazaar and Brooklyn Pop-Up. So these are two markets that I feel and I've learned are markets that not everyone gets picked for when they're first starting out. But because I joined this community and they are a helpful community. They have opened those doors for me. So I'm excited to do both markets. Now they are coming up in a month. One is October 6th and the other one is October 13th. So they are back to back. So that means I have to prep for not one, but two markets back to back. And they're both on a Sunday. So I've already started ordering some stuff. I don't need a lot because I ordered the new jars already, and I think I need to order more tops. I ordered the diffuser bottles. I ordered all that stuff months ago, and then I have so many other ideas that I want to implement with free tarts that I'm going to be offering at the market, just to give people an idea of what my candles smell like. Maybe they don't want to buy it, purchase it right then and there, but they'll have this free sample, and maybe later on they can purchase it then. I've already started prepping. I am going to, of course, show you all when I get this stuff and prep for these two markets, but I am excited. I am super happy. It has been such a difficult year that part of me is so happy that I got these two markets for the fall, but I have a small part of me that's like, I'm still in grief mode, and I don't want to be too happy because of what I've gone through in the beginning of this year. So it's like I'm torn between the two, but I cannot wait to debut these products. I am excited. That is the big exciting news. I will be doing two fall markets this year, but I was excited. I am excited, and I cannot wait. I have a month to get everything together and to figure out how I'm going to do my table, because now I have new products and I have to find space for that table. And then one of the markets, I have a whole 10 by 10 space to myself. I'm trying to figure out, like, do I bring an extra table? Do I just have that one table? Do I bring a stand maybe? So it's a lot of stuff that I have to figure out, and I have 1 month to do to do so. But that is the exciting news. So as you can hear, I have a ton of stuff that I need to do. I'm hoping to test all the way up to October 1st for the candles, and I hope to debut all the products October 6th at the market. So I have a lot of stuff to get done. So that is pretty much the update, the check-in, and the announcement of the two fall markets. Thank you all for watching today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I am excited about both markets. I know it's been a minute since I talked about them, but I hope this gives you a little insight on what I've been working on behind the scenes. There's so much more that I want to share with you all, so I hope you all stick around and watch the upcoming videos, because I'm going to try my best to share as much as I can with you all, along with throwing a couple of tutorials in there. And also, if there's anything you want to see, I will try my best to record it and show you all my process. Most of you that I've seen that follow me are small business owners yourself, and we're all learning it as we go. So if I can share what I pick up and learn for my business, then I definitely will do that. Again, also thank you, Leon, for being my first ever repeat customer and for purchasing my wax melts. I hope you enjoy them. And I read your comment and I learned that Afternoon Bouquet is your new favorite. So I'm excited for you, and I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Now, if you liked today's video, then go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, share, and comment down below. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you could be notified when the next new video comes out. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. And don't forget to show yourself a little more appreciation. So until next time, this is Tammy saying, take care, everyone.